Matoke. Let's keep on Matoke.
How you do it? Stop calling people Matoke. You're calling people banana.
Hey, what's up, man? Welcome to On the Couch with the Nubons.
The Nubons.
What's up, dog?
Hi.
You good?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Shangapantan.
This is not a bun.
Ian.
It's called half and half.
Half.
No, not half and half. Half up, half down.
Sister.
Or Zaya calls it the princess hairstyle because it looks like a crown. Princess. Electricity.
Stop. You good?
I'm good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I won't lie to you. Like it's pulling a little bit here, but pain is beauty. So I'm committed.
Come on now. Come on now.
I remember doing 4 locks, Black, and this lady, and I was like, "It's so." You heard him. She's like, "Yeah, it must be so. It must be so. It's supposed to be so." And I was like,
That's when you like, tell me I'm not paying.
Like, anyway.
That's what's up, dog. I have a song for today.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember the lyrics. I now literally in this moment I forgot who sings the song.
Okay.
Last night I was inside of you.
Oh my gosh.
Last night
Oh gosh.
I made sweet love to you. I saw the sun,
The sun.
the moon,
The
mountains and the rivers. I saw heaven when I made sweet love to you. Last night, Lillian, I saw the sun.
The sun.
I saw the moon.
The moon.
I saw heaven.
The mountains and the rivers.
You
But
saw?
you didn't see the valleys.
No, come on.
Because normally
now.
it's like mountains and valleys, right?
Yeah,
That's
but I
the...
know it's all positive.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell does one woman make you see the sun, the moon,
Maybe she's just magical.
the mountain and the rivers, nah? And you saw heaven? Like she's no longer a woman.
She's a goddess.
No, she's a mtagati. It's witchcraft. The woman you were with is a witch. She's a mtagati who makes you see the sun, the moon, the mountains, and heaven simultaneously. Mtagati. Even now, she's coming
Witchcraft.
at me.
It's witchcraft.
It is witchcraft, bro.
At night she turns into a monkey or something.
Instead of asking what kind of woman, you should be asking which craft is this one?
Which, witchcraft.
Witchcraft is this one? Because of Tagati, lady. Full on. If you sing that song, you are basically promoting witchcraft. Tagati.
If you sing that song, you're satanic.
That's it. Last night.
Can I please share a random story?
Come on.
That has come to mind. So I think we were in maybe grade 7. And our school principal had been away for she had gone to America for some time. And so I went to it doesn't matter, but she had gone away for some time and now she had come back. And I don't know, my school, looking back, I'm like, there was always this, they were very emotional about stuff. So I remember when Princess Diana died, they made all the grade 2 students write letters to the family.
The family that never got the letters.
I don't think they were ever sent. It's weird.
Why
anyway,
would you send letters to Buckingham Palace?
I don't know. But anyway.
From South Africa.
My letter is in the 1997 school magazine.
Wow. Wow, Lillian, well done.
No, I was always in the school magazine.
Come on now.
I was a published author from the age of 7. I was a published author. Anyway, let me finish my story. So
come on now.
Our principal comes back and now we're writing letters to her, welcoming her back. We even made a song. It was a whole thing.
Welcoming the principal back.
Yes. And so I was sitting next to this girl named Gillian. So Gillian and Lillian were sitting next to each other. And she was...
Lillian Malema.
What?
That's fine.
Let me finish my story.
Yeah.
So then Gillian is writing her letter, drawing it and whatever. And she writes all her welcome thing and how much she loves our principal. I think it was grade 7. Or was it grade 5? But we were young. And then in there she goes, dear Miss whatever, I'm not going to expose which school I went to. Dear Miss whatever, so glad you're back. Huh?
Someone's going to write your school name in the comments.
And I'll deny. Not that I'm embarrassed. Anyway, we're digressing. And then she says, so good to see you, whatever. And then she goes, I'll make love to you.
Wow.
Like you want me to, peacefully. And I remember being like, Jillian, I don't think.
Wow. She said she's going to make sweet love to your principal but like she wants to.
She didn't know what she was saying. I think it was like, and I was always that kid who was like, nah, fam. And then like, then like a few days later, I was in the principal's office, not because I was in trouble, because I wasn't that kid, but I was in the principal's office, and I see the letters, and Jillian's one happens to be on top, and I'm like, oh snap, she read it.
So you let Jillian send in her letter saying that she's gonna make sweet love to the principal.
Jillian didn't want to listen to me, dog.
And you told her.
I was like, Jillian, I don't think you should. Do you know what she's saying?
I
thought I was a know-it-all.
we need to find Jillian. Jillian, we need to find you. Because you can't be making sweet love to the principal, making her see the sun, the moon, the stars, the mountain, and the rivers and heaven in grade 7.
Dog. I mean, it wasn't all, but yeah. She said, I'll make love to you peacefully because our principal was old.
Even I'll make love to you peacefully.
I really don't think she knew what she was saying.
Jillian.
It's like the kid in grade 1 who came up to me and clearly had a pencil in her hand, and then on the book she had wrote SAX. And then she comes, she's like, Lily, look, sex. And I was like, number 1, that's not how you spell sex. Number 2, you have the pencil in your hand. You wrote that. Oh, she was so mad. Anyway.
Wow.
So I'm like, anyway.
You boring. I keep rules, you boring though. You killed the fun.
I did kill the fun.
No, but she deserved it.
Because I'm like, if you're going to be naughty, then be naughty, right?
She deserved it. Why would you write sax?
Sax. I'm like, sax is a saxophone?
Thanks. English never loved us. Yeah? They never loved us. I remember in grade 1, I don't even know what these dudes are. It doesn't matter. Tepo and Teboho. Right? Teboho. They basically told me a willigan is a penis. I believe them because they were repeating grade 1.
So they had to know because they were big boys.
They dogs.
A hooligan is a penis.
So they basically said if a teacher calls you a hooligan, she's calling you a penis. So I was like, oh snap.
Oh snap. And like,
so Miss
all
Maria,
the white teachers used to use the word hooligan,
Miss Maria thinks I'm a peen. Wow.
That is bad.
Wow.
So you thought you were being like abused, bro. Like,
wow. And
then come in and be like, you hooligans! What are you doing?
But then, because obviously, I keep rules. So I went and asked Miss Maria, I don't think that you should be calling me a private part. She was like, when did I call you a private part? Maluda! I was like, you just called me a hooligan, my dog.
Speaking of private part, this is the last thing I shall share. Yeah. I remember, I think that was like grade 6.
Yeah.
Oh no, couldn't have been. I don't know, but it was primary school. And I don't know, we were writing stuff and someone was like, oh, what are you writing? And I was like, no, it's private. Everyone was like,
yeah, we did that thing in primary school as well.
Right.
Once you say private, it was like, I'm like,
because private could only do with like,
private bots.
Anyway,
fun
times.
Miss Maria said that hooligan is not a penis, and Tepo and Deboho repeated grade 1 again.
Oh snap!
So
at that point you're like, oh, I see why you guys keep.
Yeah. So
back
at that
here.
point I was like, I should trust better leaders.
100%.
I should look for better men
100%.
in my life.
100%.
I should look for more established dudes who have degrees and not
people who keep going around the same mountain.
Same moon, same sun, same heaven,
mountains and the rivers.
Same rivers. Can't trust witchcraft. Can't.
Thank you.
Anyway,
very good.
Lillian.
Yes, Mlungisi.
Marriage has been amazing with you, my dog.
Thanks.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It's been dope.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's been fine. I'm kidding. It's been good.
Very fine when a rhyme. It's been dope. It's been dope. But the part of the dopeness is the struggle.
Eesh.
Struggle.
You should have won.
You shed a womb. Right? And I've always wondered, like, what has changed me about your personal struggles, and what has
okay, got you.
yeah. What is it about your struggles that have changed me?
Yikes.
Affected me, grown me, made me pissed.
Yeah.
Right?
Real talk.
Yeah. But I've never actually asked you that about my struggles and how my struggles have affected you. Let me say this up front, dog. Like me, I'm happy. I'm happy that we love each other. And when we celebrated our 9 years, it was dope just to reflect. 9 years feels wonky, and I'll tell you why. Because you're not 10.
I love 9.
I don't know, man. 9 is it gives weird vibes, you know?
No, dude, it's the last double digit.
But it's just like grade 9. Grade 9 is weird, bro.
No, 9 is when everyone is figuring themselves out.
Yeah.
Or like they've now decided, like, okay.
It is weird, though. And sure, I get you. It's just, for me, it's uncomfortable. It's like being 23.
Yes, that was weird.
23, you're like, I'm not a teen anymore. I've kind
And
of...
you're not 21.
I've kind of into... Yeah,
in.
21. Or would you do something? Like, you just... 21 is a passage. You know, it's fine. You know, you're becoming an adult. 22, it's like, okay, I've entered the... And now 23, you just came from 22. You're not really an adult, but you're not...
But you're approaching 25.
You're approaching 24, 25. 23, 24. Hella weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Until 25, it feels like I've hit some mark, you know, when people speak about a quarter-life crisis.
Yeah, that hit us hard. Well, that hit me hard. Ooh, that was rough.
It feels like you hit a mark and then you kind of start adulting. But 9 was that for me. So even for our marriage, when we hit 9, I was like, hey, it feels long. Not in like a draggy way. Not in...
No, it's like you've put in time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Kel, marriage is fun with you. I don't feel like I put in time.
I just mean like, you're like, oh, flip, like, oh, at 9 you married. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you thought we'd divorce at 5. So...
Hey, dog.
And not of anything we've done. You just have a weird...
I have worst possible outcome syndrome.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a
which
thing.
I just came up with right now.
Which is a struggle that has affected me, which
Yes.
we'll talk about. But
Yes.
anyway, I thought 9 was just wonky. But I remember going out, so I took you out, and then we just spent time just reflecting. And plus, our 8th year into our 9th year was rough. It was rough. It was next level rough. I was talking to a friend that I haven't seen in a year today.
In person?
No, I mean, I haven't seen him in a year. So.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, cool. Sorry, go ahead.
And then I said to him, yo, man, I think if we didn't divorce last year, I don't think we got a divorce. Because last year was rough. Was rough. But even then, you know, don't hear me say we thought we were gonna divorce like we were scratching each other in the face. But it's just life was tough, and like it was next level tough, right? But yeah, so 9 years. Besides the 9 feeling wonky for me, all the events that happened in our 9th year, it was hectic, bro. It was hectic. Anyway, so all of that to say, I just wonder what are some of the struggles, that have affected you, that are stuff that I've gone through personally, stuff that you've gone through yourself that has affected me. Maybe that's where the conversation is gonna go. But yeah,
it's a tough one. This is a tough one. I'm gonna try and navigate it properly.
Come on.
Because I also don't want what navigate.
Navigate.
Was that a big one? Come
It's
on.
not. It's navigate is holding space.
No, like, because the reason I'm saying that is because I also don't want to like put all your business or our business out in the street. Because obviously we come here.
Guys, there's people who think we already put our business out. That's not even a half of what
Shout
life
out to you if
happens.
you're watching. You know yourself.
So
I know you watch. You don't click like. You don't. But I see you.
you don't even tell us on the streets, but the streets speak.
It's fine. But I'm like the stuff. There's certain information where I'm just like, no man, people don't need to know that. So
sure.
I think I'm trying to figure out how to answer the question. Number one, because with the last 3 years, with my mental health struggle sort of coming to a head, a lot of
mental
hours
struggle coming to a head. Come on now.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
You didn't catch it, son.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
I'm so brilliant.
We are cheese.
But what I'm saying is like it was so much about me for a long time. It was so much but I'm saying like our home, our marriage, our life was so much about how Lily's doing. How is Lily doing? Is she in a bad season? Where is she at? And then when things got really bad, it was kind of like, yeah, it was just, everything was about me. And I think we had that chat where I was just like, yeah, I deal with mental issues, but I was tired of my whole life being colored by that. Everything is about where my mental health is at the time. And I'm like, I'm not saying that we act like it doesn't exist, but this just can't be all there is, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, I even think I was so self-involved, because already when you're dealing with like depression or whatever, you are in your head a lot, right? Just with the illness as it is, you're so much in your head. You're not totally engaging with the facts of your physical life, but more what's going on in your head, which only you understand. So there's that, which it almost acted like a barrier. Well, not almost, it was a big barrier to then engage with what's actually happening with you. So I feel like, I don't know if I'm answering your question, but we're here. The last 3 years, it's almost like I just feel like it was just the Lily is a Mess show.
The Lily Million show. Yeah.
And your struggles were either very briefly addressed, or I'd only realize that you've been struggling with something later down the line. Because I was so like involved, and you were also so focused on me. Everyone's just focused on, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit hard to answer in when I think of our immediate past. Right. But then when I think of sort of going sort of further back,
beyond the 3 years,
beyond the 3 years, one struggle which I think I'll address, which is one that for the first time this year did not impact us, because I think you made a choice, is so your thing of when like March, April hits. Yeah, you have a dip, which I think, I mean, I'm not trying to diagnose you, but I think it might be seasonal
depression.
Yeah, but there's a middle word, because I know it's SAD. Seasonal something depression. Anyway, where I'm like, I think it actually might be that for the first time. I think because like I've engaged with, you know, and because you're the happy one, it's like, oh, come on. But I'm actually like, when I look back, I'm like, whenever, and it's a real thing, when winter hits after the euphoria of December, beginning of the year, a lot of people fall into this like slump, right? Where now you've fallen off your New Year's resolutions or whatever it is. And then, so what would happen is the year starts, and there's the version of Black who is just peaking. Like that's the guy. I'm like, that's my man. Right?
That's my man.
But also you are a bit of an extremist.
That's my extremist man.
Yes. Where I want to be like, Black, this is not sustainable. Like, let's just...
But I can't live any other way, girl.
And I don't know. We're just going to have to figure out. So
I cannot live.
That's hard for me, because then in the past, at least, for as long as we've been married, you start the year, bam, we're in, we're doing this, da, 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 da. And then for you, it's one thing falls out one block falls out the pyramid and it all comes crashing down.
I'm a
Right?
perfectionist.
Yes. So you have one bad day and the week is out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And one thing, it's your thing that you said in the other podcast where there's one spoon in the sink and you're like, that's over, the kitchen is dirty, right? Like,
Yes.
You know?
How do you not think the kitchen is dirty if somebody leaves one cup?
Because I understand that we're living life in a house.
Life is
right?
supposed to be
We're not-
clean.
It is supposed to be clean.
Hey.
Anyway, I'm still making my point. So the struggle you had
Yeah.
was that dip. When the dip comes, which is usually after like anniversary, which is like mid-March, then you'd go into this sort of, you just tank. Is that the word? Whatever. You go down. And that's you up until August. So it's April, May, June, July. So 4 months, my husband is kind of offline. It's like you're here, but you're not here.
I'm
And
here.
I've
I'm just struggling. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're struggling to keep up with work. You're struggling to keep up with relationships. You're struggling to keep up with responsibilities. You're struggling to keep up with everything. And it's the you being up until 3 a.m., but you're tired and you go to bed. But like, and then I'm like, it's I can see that you're struggling. I don't know how to help you, right? I'm doing my best to make the world around you as comfortable as possible. But then the effect that it has on me is that, yeah, like we probably aren't connecting as much. You may be a bit more impatient with Zaya. Things are just falling, you know what I mean? Or even, I know for me, the big thing is when you stop dressing up. That's when I'm like,
I start pulling out the sweatpants.
like, I'm like,
the tracksuits.
yeah, but there's tracksuits in the house, but I'm like, you going to work like that? Or are you sure you're going like, you know, when you stop sort of putting effort.
Yeah.
And that's why now I'm like, maybe this is, because all of those things are signs of like, if someone has them for a long time, they're sort of, not the ultimate signs, but they're like early signs of like a mental dysfunction. Something is happening. So yeah, all that to say, like, I think that's been sort of that struggle that.
So how does that affect you? So when I'm in my dip, what's happening to you?
What's happening to me is I feel scared because I don't know how long this is going to go for. I feel worried for the future because usually it's around that time where all the goals you set in place for yourself, that's the time you should be working on them. And I see you. And there's also sometimes anger where I feel like you're squandering time, you're squandering, you know, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And I get frustrated, like, you know, like you keep saying you want to, whatever. It's the person who says, I want to lose weight, but you keep eating junk food, you know? So it's like, come on, you know? But then at the same time, I'm empathizing with you because I can see that you are struggling because we don't know what the struggle actually is. I remember when we first got married, you used to say you see your year, and there's a word for it, I saw it on TikTok, yeah. You see your year in colors. And like you said it, we spoke about it, and this season was always like, I think brown. What was it? I can't remember.
But blue.
Not brown. Okay, anyway, but whatever color it was, I only remembered that conversation.
Brown
maybe
was
like,
before this.
Is it?
This season is blue.
It's blue. But like we had that chat and I thought it's cute. He sees the different colors. But now I'm like, oh flip, I think that was actually a signal that somewhere you are sort of aware. But this year for the first time ever, we prepared for it. Yeah. And maybe it's because of the struggles I went through. Yeah. Which was like an extreme version. Yeah. Right? We prepared for it. And also because I was now fighting.
It's good and weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, because we're still in sort of the blue months, are you peaking where like it's the beginning of the year peak? No. But you are functional. Which in the past you would just not be functional. Which again, like I'm saying, it's hard to see because then also like you wouldn't look after yourself as much. All of those things. And it's also like, where's my guy, dude? Like, so it's almost like I miss my person. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, for those months and then, yeah, August comes and obviously for us, we love towards the end of the year. It's just like, I think that's both of us. Yeah. Then you kind of come back, but it's not that weird, unrealistic. It's just like, okay, you kind of get a hold and I'm like,
don't play with me.
Like, okay, that's my husband. But then who's the guy in those 4 or 5 months? Yeah. You know.
Yeah. What's your answer to that? Because I'm like, obviously the same dude, but like, what's your answer to that?
The interesting thing is I can answer that now, having faced my mental issues,
Mm-hmm.
it's still my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what would happen is I would get resentful. This is not the guy I married, like, you know. But I'm like, you've had to accept some dark parts of me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that are still me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Are they not the better parts of me? No, but they're still me, and they're still
Yeah.
a part of my story.
Yeah.
And I think because, and it's a catch-22, because you being somebody who is positive,
Mm-hmm.
who's always been on the up, right? You being the guy who in the podcast about what do we say to our younger selves,
Mm-hmm.
who was suffering in university, but was still it's beautiful for me. I need that,
Mm-hmm.
right? But at the same time, it becomes unfair because I don't know what to do when you're not that.
Mm-hmm.
Which then I'm like, am I holding space for you when you're not that? Like, you get what I'm trying to say?
I hear
Like,
you.
because I'm like, Black's always been that. And I'm like, and so that's where the selfish thought of, hey, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I want to be there for you, right? But being there when I was just your friend was easy because it's
Yeah.
almost at no cost to me.
You
Doesn't
don't have-
affect my
you don't have
everyday
to go
life.
to the same bed with me.
No, man.
Yeah, sure.
And like, I can see you be upset now, but I don't have to see you be upset every day, right? And now I'm like, shucks, but without, it sounds bad, but shucks, you're affecting my life now. You're affecting my child's life. You're affecting everything.
Yep.
You know? Yeah, anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, that's part of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to, that's still my husband.
Mm.
And yeah, I always have the image. I mean, everyone, it's like the paddling of the kayak or whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you got one side, I got one side. Maybe I kind of need to like do this a bit, like my side, and in light of, again, like, it's a short period compared to sort of what you sort of had to deal with in the last couple of years. But yeah.
Mm.
Now I'm at the place where I'm like, no, that's still my husband. And what can I do to help him? And I think for the first time, because you're always going like, I'm gonna make sure that I don't do you know. And in the past, I'd be like, yeah, he's saying this, but I know in 3 months it's gonna be. But this time to be like, no, let me be a partner.
Mm-hmm.
How can I help him help himself?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what can I do?
Mm-hmm.
So I will ask you, hey, dude. Like, you haven't exercised in a few days. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Or, hey, I see you like you're buying a lot of sweets. Or
Mm-hmm.
those are small things, but those are usually like telltale signs
Yeah,
that
sure.
things are unraveling. Or
Sure.
you haven't been coming to bed early. You're not working. You're just like in, I don't know. You're in the wormhole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. And I think that's a sobering thought, you know, for people who are not married. That part of what this thing entails is you carrying the other person's burden.
Yeah.
And it's one thing we don't thoroughly, and you can't because you're not in it, thoroughly engage with before you get married. I know I'm going to be there, you know, for my partner. Things are going to be hectic. Yeah. Until you're in there. And then the struggle is like, are you going to handle us?
And also, I think I didn't engage with. There's times like I don't actually want to carry this burden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, cool. You know, you get married, you need to carry each other's burdens. In my head, I'm thinking, yeah. Like, I mean, because I was, yeah.
We're gonna do this thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. Because I'm also going to be. But sometimes it's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm fine, dog.
I'm having a good week.
Why are you not fine?
You coming into the house and you moping around.
Yes.
Oh, now we have to deal with this.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you signed up for.
But you don't actually know what you signed up for.
That's why
Because
I
you
think
assume you'll feel a certain way when the burden comes.
it's good that we say our vows, guys. But I think it should be a weekly practice.
Do you remember your vows?
I mean, I can put out the prayer book now. Now, okay.
Like the other day, I was like, what did we say?
Nah.
Besides what we know here, you know, through sickness and health.
To have.
But there was like other
to
stuff that I'm like,
hold.
okay, yeah, that you remember.
Because I don't hold you.
What are these vows?
But I think it should be a weekly practice.
Mm.
Because you're vowing to stay true, right? To that promise you're making on that day. But what's wrong?
Sorry, sorry.
You were
It's that
yawning.
weird yawn thing that I do. I'm sorry.
But life forces you to actualize those vows, and I think you need a reflection every week to as I go into the next week. Well, let me. Yeah, as I go into the next week, am I prepared to do what I vows say? But let me also reflect on how I was in light of our vows this past week.
See. I don't know if this is my pessimistic self.
Yes.
Like in theory, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Like, but when I'm sitting there going like, at the end of every week, I must have this conversation.
But
That's
here's
a
the
deep
thing.
chat. Like,
No,
at
it's
the end
not
of
a
the
deep
week,
chat.
I
You
just
do it
wanna-
alone.
It's a deep chat with yourself.
That's fine.
Like, I feel like maybe like once,
I think
2 months, you go together as a couple and you talk.
that's fine. But guys, let's be honest. And here's where I sometimes feel like I need to go to heaven. I'm tired of this life. Where I'm like, what are the things we do every week that we're not gonna faff about? We just do it.
Yeah, but most of the stuff we do every week or every day
It's automatic.
is automatic, and we have to do it.
But
Like,
this-
I have to cook supper.
But the stuff did not become automatic. You automated it
Yeah, but I'm saying like
by doing it.
you drinking water is because you're thirsty. Me making food is because I need to eat. You need to eat. I need to eat. Me cleaning the house is because I don't want to live in a dirty house.
So that even further like emphasizes my point. You have a motive for doing what the marriage sustaining is the motive.
But I'm saying I don't think most of us think that. What I'm saying, these are like immediate now needs. Like it's just.
I know what you're saying.
The marriage stuff is like, oh, now I need to think.
And then
When we were driving, how did I talk to Black?
And then that's why you get to 9 years and want to leave. Because you thought, this is marriage is big stuff. You know, the everyday stuff is the food. But I'm like, it's what?
I hear you.
Yeah, it's.
I don't disagree. I'm just like, when
There
I think
was-
of it doing practically.
Remember, there was a couple we saw who were like, yeah, no, we just go to marriage counseling because we don't go when we're fighting. We just go in because we have to check if the car is still proper.
I don't remember who that couple is
But
because
you
we all
remember
know
that.
I have amnesia.
No, it's fine.
But I remember
Okay.
that conversation.
Yeah.
I've even been like, yeah, we should probably do
We
that,
should
right?
Go
Like,
to counseling in J because we want to open up the hood, check if the engine is still fine. We don't have to wait for the smoke to come out of the engine for us to be like, yo, we need
it's just
marriage.
maintenance. It's
Let's
taking
just-
the
let's
marriage
just
for service.
go. Yeah, clean the thing out, change your oil filter, your whatever air filter, flip the thing, rotate the tires to make sure that the thing drives well. Sorry. So that's what I'm saying, where I'm like, I think that our vows should be a weekly thing, just so that it doesn't have to be an elaborate 10 hours. You like hanging out? Friday is our time to hang out. Just like, hey, girl, 20 minutes.
No, on Friday I want to do mindless stuff.
Yeah, okay, so we pick another day, but we just say,
I hear you.
yeah. Anyway, so I think that would be a dope thing to do, because again, you get married and then you think, I don't have to carry somebody's burdens, but you have to. Like, Avan.
Or you think when you have to, you'll want to.
You think because I love
I
it.
love it.
Things feel positive. Oh, yeah, sure. If you struggle, I'm going to be there. And then I'm like, girl, I have my own struggles. And I've conquered them this week. When we are figure, the struggles are. Yeah.
Like, I just got to the shore. I just got to the shore.
I just
and now I
killed
must swim to
demons.
fetch you. Yeah.
I just killed demons,
Yeah.
and now you bringing. I'm like, why?
But the thing about it is,
Why?
you do love the person you're with,
Yeah.
and you don't want that thing that they're dealing with to take them out.
but that's
so you will go out.
But
and
here's
get
the
them.
thing: hundreds. But struggles tend to make you think. That's when you have that I should have just been single
Yeah.
thought, right? Where it's like, hey, I actually don't want to deal with this. It's like if I was single, and I'm like, that's counterproductive. That's going against what it is and that's why I'm again making my point. You should say your vows, right? Because then I'm like, in those moments, the thing that conquers that thought is, I made a vow, bro, and here's what my vow says. Here's what it's reminding me of. Because it's those hard moments where I have to carry your struggle, where every demon in the universe is like, you can be single, or you can find another girl, or look at this if she wasn't here, or look, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, anyway.
What about I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking this.
Yeah.
Like, it's a hypothetical question because I'm not sure if you've had to deal with it with me, like dealing with my struggles. So there's some obvious struggles, but what about when the person doesn't recognize it is a struggle?
That's
or they're
hard,
not up to fight, right?
That
like,
is
where you're
hard.
just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
that's a tough one.
I've had to deal with that with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I really didn't expect you to say that. Not because I think I'm so great. It's just because we haven't.
No.
Yeah.
But it's because of my I'm very chilled personality.
Okay.
Where in those moments I'm like, okay, the chick can. I think you hella smart. I think you next level smart. So I know when I'm like, you can see this thing, girl. It's clear. Right? This is an issue. It's a struggle. But you're choosing to be like, I sugar. And then I say to myself, because I know you and I don't think you're an animal, you're just tired.
You think I'm tired?
You're tired of fighting. And that's why you just like, whatever right now with the struggle. Let it be what it is. So I'm like, okay, she's tired. Am I going to be sitting here and I'm going to say, yeah, that's the indoda. You have to. We can't do this. Like, that's not gracious. That's not loving. That's not cool. So
it's putting up the fight. How do you put up the fight when the other person doesn't want to?
So I'm like, yo, like, Jesus, what else can I do that would help? You know. So that's when I'm like, hey, girl, do you want a foot rub? Do you want a body massage? Do you want to go out somewhere? And you're like, no, I don't want that. You know, you don't say it that way.
Like, I literally was like, who is that?
Yes, it's your inner self. But what you say is, no, it's fine. We can chill at home. It's okay. No, I don't want to do that thing. And then I'm like, yeah, I know you don't want to do it because you want to wallow here and sit in your struggle and be like, screw my struggle. I'm not going to fight back. I'm just going to be whatever. Yeah. Right? And then I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Let's just take a walk or let's just go somewhere or whatever, you know? So in those moments, I could say again, yo, listen, stuff that you avoiding this thing. Let's deal with it. And I'm like, yeah, there's times I've done that to you. I've had recently I remember saying to you, we're not going to let that thing overcome us.
No, you had a stern chat with me. Even I was like, huh?
Yes. Like,
Harper, who this woman? But I needed it. Yeah. Because you've never like been that like you're almost like, please don't even cry. Yes. I don't want to see tears. Like, and I was like, oh. But I needed it. I did. Because at the situation we're dealing with, I had like shed enough tears over it.
1,000.
Yes.
But most of the time, I'm just like, she just needs a hug. And how is she going to receive this hug? All this foot massage I'm offering or this body massage I'm offering is if I take her out and then bring her back in. So take her out of the house. Take her out of the environment that reminds her of the struggle.
Right.
Take her out, experience something else, come back in, and then, hey, girl, we've been out. Do you want a foot rub? Yeah, sure. And then after the foot rub, I'm like, okay, let's talk about the thing. But I don't say, now that I've given you a foot rub, share your struggles. But I'm like, foot rub calms you down. Taking you out has calmed you down. And then obviously find a tactful way to be like, yo, girl, so the thing, you know, that you avoiding was popping. And then in those moments you talk. But you're not even talking about the struggle, and that's the beautiful thing. You talk about why you avoided the struggle. Because that's the issue now. Struggle is there, but the issue now is that you're avoiding the struggle. And so then you say, hey, listen, this is why I'm avoiding the thing. Which then obviously unpacks and reveals other issues that we have to deal with before we thingy. Yeah.
But that takes investing, right? Because surely there is, I know I've been tempted to be like, hey, it's not my problem, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
it's me.
Yeah. Where I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
And like it can be with small things.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, Black said you said you're gonna start this project at 9:00 and it's 12:00 and you haven't started, and I'm thinking if you haven't started, this and this and this is gonna happen, and then I'm just like, whatever, I'm going to, but inside I'm like, but there is a temptation to just be like, you know what, if you want to run into a wall, run into a wall. And I think we know people who've experienced that, where it's just like, because there's a point where, like, at what point do you say, I'm not gonna let you take me down with you type thing? And I think this is in light of when the person has almost stopped fighting.
Yes, when they've given in, yeah.
When it's just like, hey, bro, this is me. I'm just interested in light of vows. You look like you want me to answer the question.
No, so your question is, when do you not let yourself go down?
Yeah. Have you thought of that?
No, I haven't. And the thing is, because I'm like, when you have stopped fighting and things are hard and it feels like you're giving up, I cannot afford, and I use that deliberately, I cannot afford to say, well, I'm not going to be dragged down with her. You are me. We are one. And that's the thing that struggles bring. It's people who have very sanitized versions of what marriage is supposed to be. I'm like, it's going to be hard. The thing that reminds me that we are one is, at least more, is not the happy times. Because it's easy for us to remember, for me to remember that we are one during the happy times.
Yeah.
Now we're sitting on the couch talking about the stuff. It's easy for me to be like, look at us, we are one. We can have conversations in front of camera. Blah, blah, blah. Right? It's easy. But it's the stuff where you like, hey, this chick, bro, is gonna off herself. Am I just gonna sit there and be like, just go down on your own, go kill yourself?
Sure.
It's me getting dirty, going into the trench with you and saying, girl, if you think of killing yourself, you're killing all of us. It's not happening. Me, I'm here. You're not doing this thing, right? I am here. I'm not leaving.
Sure.
That's the stuff that reminds me we are one more than the fun stuff. The fun stuff, I don't say it doesn't remind me that we were one. It does, but it's easier for me to not appreciate the cost of being one.
Yes.
It's easier for me not to appreciate that because it's so easy.
Yeah.
At that point. But then when I'm
easy, it's comfortable,
forced,
it's pleasant, it's lovely. Who
When
doesn't love a perfect date night? And the food is good and the drinks are good and you both look good,
But when I'm forced to be like, yo, dog, it's my wife. Look at the other wives. Nice. This is mine.
Yeah.
This one is mine. And I'm not leaving here. We are one. I don't think we would have gotten to 9 years if that wasn't a trait, a blessing, gift, if I have to push it that far, of saying, yo man, this is it. This is what you signed up for. And when we come out of that, then the fun times are even better. So the fun times before I went to the trenches with you were fun times. They were cool. But when I've been in the trench with you and then I come out of the trench with you, it feels like, you had a tough time, ne? Because obviously you took us to the trench, or in my case, I took us to the trench. Whoever takes, you've had a hard time and you need rest. But Fana, we both need rest now, so we're gonna enjoy this fight. We are gonna enjoy this fight time because that thing was hectic.
Yeah,
right. It's us celebrating our anniversary this year. Where I'm like, this is fun, bro. We've celebrated anniversaries before, stuff that was meaningful and was great, but because of the trench that we were in last year, I was like, This is fun, bro. We need this.
Like I remember being at a concert with Show Baraka.
Yeah.
Like years ago when he released Talented 10th, right? Yeah. And he was he was performing, and anyway, he was talking about the fact that he celebrated 10 years with his wife at that time.
Yeah.
And then his words were, clap for me, I earned those years.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. But
we
actually,
were like
maybe
2 years in.
Yeah. But
At
now
that-
I'm like,
I remember that
actually,
concept,
yeah.
bro.
When he's like,
Yeah.
I'm happy. We've earned this.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's that thing.
I
where-
saw a video with you.
okay, I haven't seen him.
Where he's like, the video starts and it's him saying, I'm paraphrasing, but my wife doesn't think that I can jump this fence. And the wife is taking the video and she's like,
Is this
"I don't-
recent?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think you can. It's a fence this big, bro. And then he's like, I'm going to show you. Does he not fall on his face? Like, easy just. Like, I'm like, you are not trying to land on your feet. That's how much he falls. You are not, everything, your whole body, every single atom, fiber, whatever it is, was resolved to falling. That's how much he falls.
They was in agreement.
Everything in you and the universe and God, and we all said, as you take off, you're going to fall.
I need to see that video.
And he was just like, and the wife was like, I don't think you're going to do it, bro. And and I'm like, sure, you're in your 40s, you're old, bro. But it's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah.
But
so he said,
so that, and at the time I thought, oh, that's cute.
yeah. Yeah.
When we hit 9 years, I was like, shit, we've earned this, bro. Like, and the fact that, like, there's still happiness and I still want to be with this person. This person wants to be with me. And this been, like, nobody likes the idea of something being tested, right? Like, growing up, I hated that concept. I'm like, because I don't want to suffer. I don't want to go through stuff. But there is power in knowing something has been tested.
Yeah.
Right? So when you've had that fight with your best friend that you think we're never going to recover from this, and you do recover, it's like,
You come out better.
so when she says, I'm your ride or die, you're like, you actually are. So when the test is happening, when the struggle is happening, it sucks.
Yes.
It's horrible. When you're having to for me, when I know you're going through a difficult season, and again, you're not the person who will necessarily volunteer the information. Usually I've had to ask, and also I might not get the full answer at the time. Eventually I'll get the full answer. I'm like, dude, I've been seeing that you're struggling. And then at that season, I'm like, I can't force this person to not only engage with this themselves. I'm assuming you are, because you're a person who is self-aware. But I can't force this person to engage with the struggle with me, because I've tried. So in my head, I'm like, okay, what can I do to create an environment where he can still be okay? So it's things like something as small as preparing that chicken dish you like.
Oh, God.
Where I was like, whew, this where the chicken smelled too much like chicken and I was nauseated.
When the chicken is chickening. Oh, Lord.
But I'm like, I know where he is. I can see. And so for me, it's things like that, like doing the little
And washing
things.
the dishes.
Yeah, but honestly, or not even, this might sound bad, but not asking you for your time. If that makes sense. Where it's like, the burden is heavy right now.
Yeah.
And in this moment, again, alluding to the podcast about, what is it about again?
Which one?
The love language one, right? Where it's like, oh, but that's how I feel loved. It's like, in this moment, the priority is not me feeling loved. It's this person, like, making it through the day.
Yeah.
You know, and choosing whether to bring up a complaint. Choosing whether to, hey, he was supposed to do this and this and this was he hasn't done it. I'll do it. I'm not going to bring up that he didn't, because that thing might tip him over the edge. And then, but that's taken years, right?
Yeah,
to get to a place where I'll do that without resentment or with, like, you know what I mean? Because I think when we were early in our marriage, also when I was also just a younger person, there's a naivety and maturity. You look at life. It's that whole thing of like, he should know I'm upset. Like, how can you not know?
He should
right? Like,
smell.
No, babes, you must tell him.
Yeah.
Like,
I know my nose is big.
Know that this would affect me?
Yeah.
No.
Because I didn't give birth to you.
Like,
I am not your mom.
like, yeah, this
I
person,
didn't grow
he's
up with
not
you.
God. He's not
I am that too.
omniscient. That's the one of being
Who
all-knowing,
knows?
right?
Yes.
He's not omniscient.
Thank you.
You're right. So it's kind of the thing of like, you kind of outgrow that. And there's a point where you're like, flip, this is a partnership. We're trying to combine our lives together and live one life essentially.
Yes.
And right now, I'm the stronger one. And I might be frustrated at the struggle. I might feel resentful at the struggle. But there is a struggle. And because I love this person, right now they cannot show up in this way.
Yeah.
And and that's a hard one, right? Because
Super hard, bro.
you also don't want to feel like a doormat or whatever, but you also want to recognize that a person is a person.
Yeah.
You know, and but I'm just saying, like, these are things that I think only landed in the last sort of year or two, where I'm like, sometimes you need to be a support structure. You might never get a thank you for being that support structure, but that's what you need to be right now.
Yeah, and I think you will get the thank you
Eventually.
Not even eventually.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
it's not. You don't become a support structure to get the thank you.
No.
But because life and marriage particularly is tough, that when we both sharing our struggles, when I carry your burdens, I'm realizing how much you had to carry when I was burdensome.
Sure.
And so the thank you comes from that place where I'm holding on to your stuff. It's heavy, but then I'm realizing, damn, my wife had to carry this for me. So then I'm like encouraged, inspired, motivated to carry your burdens even further. But then I'm also moved, drawn to you to say, thank you for when you did that for me. So it's not that it's going to come eventually, but I think it comes in the midst of us carrying each other's struggles.
Yeah.
That it's because I'm hit with how much your struggle is that I'm realizing you probably had to go through this yourself. And as much as we married, you carrying my struggle alone.
Yep. That one is, There's
a thing you said to me recently. Yeah, see, that was powerful.
What did I say?
Just realizing with the posture we've had and the failures that you were like, it felt like I wanted God to live my life for me.
Again, another chat.
In the moment.
But I said that I was angry at God for how things had gone. Yeah.
I remember thinking, I mean, that was profound. But now, in light of what we're saying, I'm like, when I'm carrying your struggles and feeling like, God, you're supposed to carry all of this stuff, dog.
Yo, oh snap, okay.
You need to take all of this. Like, this chick is your chick. It's not my chick. Right? It's your child, bro. But realizing what I'm asking him is that I want him to live my life for me. And he's like, I'm here with you. You're going to carry this thing. But you got to
do this thing.
You're going to do it.
Oh!
I'm here with you, but you...
God said.
Yeah.
I'm the head and not the tail.
But you're going to do this,
like canker worm. We don't have to suffer.
All right? So it's isolating, and I'm glad that he's there, but he reminds me, you're going to have to do this. Because he's not married to you. I'm married to you.
Right.
I'm married to you.
Right.
Right? And he's the captain of this thing. Yes, we know that. He's the head of our household.
Yeah, there's an obvious point where you have to surrender power, control, whatever. But it's just,
But he puts, and that's what I keep on saying. He saw fit to put us in marriage because that's how he wanted to grow us. And that is, the moments where you feel isolated, that's tough. And we said it in 2.5 when we spoke about your depression, that just me having a brother to talk to. If I didn't, I don't know how I would have dealt with that thing, bro.
Yeah, because actually, you actually bring me to something I wanted to say where when the other person is weaker, right? So in this situation, we're talking either you're in a struggle, I'm in a struggle, and ultimately my psyche, my mentality, my everything is not functional, right? And there is a level. So in as much as you love me or I love you, and I do want you to be well because I want you to be well for the sake of you being well and you enjoying your wellness, and also because I enjoy seeing your wellness. I enjoy the black who's peaking, right?
Yeah.
And because I'm not getting that, while I have compassion for you in that flip, you suffering, there's that little resentment, that frustration of I didn't sign up for this. This is not the person I married. What is this? And because you're weak, I can't come at you with that. Like, I can't. Because that doesn't help.
Dog, you weak and you suck.
Like, you suck, bro. Like, what the heck? You've been wearing the same pants for 2 weeks. Yeah. Like, when are you going to shave? What's going on?
Hey, bro.
Like, it's that thing where I have to now swallow that. Yeah. You have to, right? Like, in this whole, I must just be who I know, bro. Like, there's no such thing where you can just say whatever you want with no consequence, no effect. I have to, in that moment,
married.
Am I going to come at Black and shout at him, or
I
don't shout, but come and say whatever I want to say because I feel like saying it, or am I gonna try to reach him, right? And so the thing is to have other people who you can go to, and I mean,
just shout at them,
or you go and complain, say I'm worried about Black, but actually, yo, Chummy, okay. Then your friend, okay, when you go home, this is what you need to do. Okay, I know what you need to do. You know, like you need that.
But that also speaks to love, bro. That also speaks to me thinking you're worth, the burdens and the struggles, me carrying all that stuff. Because here's the thing, sometimes. And whether it's because people don't invest in loving their person, taking time to deal with the struggle, etc. Whatever the case is, I don't know how we get there. But if you ever get to a point where I'm like, my other chick is not even worth me dealing with all this stuff. That's a scary place. I think then it's rough for you to even continue being married.
Oh, yeah. But I think people reach that point. Obviously, it takes time.
It's not overnight.
Yeah, and it's probably there's a level of, it's not even falling out of love in terms of the fuzzy love, right? It's the love of I'm showing up even if I don't want to.
Which is what love is.
Yeah, that is the ultimate love.
That is what love is.
When I'm sleeping, and Zaya comes at 2 a.m. to say, Mama. I was sleeping and I opened my eyes and she goes, Mama, my blankets are acting crazy.
Yeah.
I would be like, leave me alone, bruh. Like, I struggle with sleep. Why are you here? My blankets are acting. Zaya, sorry.
Yeah.
Come put me to bed. Yeah. No, I don't want to.
Babo, I need you to sing. Bro, it's 3 a.m. Your mother sings. I can't sing. Babo, I can't sleep, Babo. And then I'm like, oh, dog, okay, let's go sing. Okay, put her in bed, twinkle, twinkle, little star. And I'm just like half-hearted. I don't want to be there. And then at the end, Babo, nyabonga.
And inside you didn't want to do it. Now you're like, oh, flip. Like, I suck. I'm a terrible person. I hate you. I'm a terrible person.
Anyway.
Right? But anyway, I was just saying that's, you show up, right? And I'm like, for you to reach a point, for marriage to reach a point where I don't want to show up. I have no interest in so not only am I like out, I don't have like fuzzy feelings for you, but I think like something tragic has happened there. There's probably been like a severe breach of trust, a severe breach of like where you don't even like the person anymore. Like, I don't even like you. So peace out. Do what you want to do. Like, that's hectic.
That is rough, bro. Yeah. That is rough. And I think you guys need to do more work there, to repair that. But try not to get there. And try not to get there whenever you're carrying your spouse's burden by not looking at that burden as purely an inconvenience. You're going to feel like it's an inconvenience. You might even think that it's an inconvenience, but fight those thoughts. Because if I don't fight those thoughts, Lillian, and I just think this chick is an inconvenience, this chick is burdensome, this chick is an irritant, this chick is taking time away from my awesomeness and being the greatest person I can be. I think that long enough, I think that long enough, I will get to the point of saying she's actually not worthy of me carrying all of this stuff. So, yeah, I think if you get to the point where this person is not worthy of me fighting
with them,
fighting for them, right? Go see somebody.
Yeah.
Go see somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, girl, we've had struggles. You spoke about my winter stuff, and for people who are probably wondering, like, what is that about? From April till August, I don't know what happens. I do think it's probably a family trauma. I think I did share with you.
I'm not sure.
But
like something happened in those months.
2004, when my parents separated.
Mm-hmm.
It was around that time.
Really?
Yeah. It was Feb, particularly.
That's pretty profound.
And then end of Feb into March, we then had to move out of our house. And then end of March, I think the reality kind of settled that, okay, like your family's never going to be together. I remember telling a friend of that, and then I realized, and I'm like, it's probably that.
When did you have this realization?
Last year.
Mm.
But obviously in the past 8 years before then, because last year we hit our 9th year this year.
Yeah.
So for 8 years...
You hadn't made the connection.
I hadn't made the connection. Or even before then, because I met you in 2008.
Yeah.
So since 2004, maybe 2005. So for as long as my little sister has been alive, which is 18 years, for 18 years I've had a dip.
So you're almost reliving that trauma, the grief, subconsciously maybe? I don't know.
I'm attributing it to that because I can't remember if I had this thing before then.
I mean, I think there's something because I know around the time when my dad passed, I'll often have an emotional dip as well.
Yes.
And I only picked it up later on that I'm like, oh, flip, this is when this thing happened.
Yes.
Like that month, that whole... and it's also smack in the middle of winter.
Yep.
So it just adds to the... You know.
But I'm learning to winter better. Catherine May.
You have learned to winter better.
Yeah, she has a book called Wintering. I think it's called Wintering. Nothing, is it? Anyway, but she speaks about the concept of wintering. And the most profound thing is how she says animals and plants don't fight the winter. And they don't live as though winter is not happening. They understand that winter is happening. They're not going to try and live the same lives they lived in summer. And they know that winter is a time for them to recalibrate, metamorphosize, change, plan for the upcoming season. And, it's the thing, then obviously when it comes to humans, it's the thing of saying when you're going through sad times or tough times, we always want to say, good times are coming.
Yes.
So
what should keep you going is the fact that the good thing is coming. Yeah.
Yeah, and I see it. There's some good in that.
But it makes you not be present.
Yeah. Because then I'm like, winter's coming again next year. Though.
Winter comes every year.
So as much as I need to develop a skill of not using the happy times as the ultimate definition of who I am, when you like having success and we like, don't think that success is who you are. Like it's just a moment. Accept it. Don't have a big head. We've kind of learned the skill of not trying to press into success so much that it overinflates our heads, right? Because we don't want that guy. That guy sucks. The guy who's arrogant, the guy who thinks he's the shizness, that sucks.
Yeah, but then it becomes a false humility as well.
Yeah.
Which is also irritating.
But we encourage each other as a society to just, be humble. Enjoy your success, but don't rub it in people's faces. It's dope. And so that's a skill of learning how to deal with happiness and success. But we don't have a skill of how to deal with sadness or failure. But instead, the only skill we've developed as people is how to avoid it. When you're in the sadness, just try and avoid it.
Yeah.
Or dance around it until happiness comes.
Yeah.
And so Catherine May is like, no, man, learn the skill of sadness. Learn how to press into the thing. And again, I'm not defining myself by sadness. I'm not defining myself by my failures. But in that moment, it's true. I failed.
Yeah, and I think you can put it in its right place.
Yes.
Where it doesn't become your entire identity and color everything, but you engage with it correctly.
Yes.
Right? Like,
because winter's going to come. My dip is going to come again. And to your earlier point, I've learned how to, at least this year, learned how to deal with my dip.
Do you not think there's a potential for you to never have to deal with the dip?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
I just thought of that now because I think this is the first year where the dip came, but it didn't overwhelm. Like you had some power, which has been pretty profound, you know. And there was grace to not let you feel bad that you're not performing at peak. But I'm like, bro, we come from zero, and considering everything that's happening in our lives, you've like done a lot of stuff. You know, you've maintained a certain level of consistency, which has been pretty cool. Which again, but then as somebody who's watched that kind of struggle or watched, you know, whether it's you don't have boundaries here and you need to, whatever it is, it's like to then see that it's enjoyable and it's beautiful and you're just like, Flip, I'm happy for you and I'm proud of you that you. So not only am I happy for you that this is not an issue, but when it comes to my own like selfish, I'm happy to have someone who's functioning.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Like I'm happy that we're not. Like, it's cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know, so I can celebrate, you know, without making you feel bad. When like, oh, it's so nice finally that you are mopping the floors, hey, because it's been rough, and you must be like, okay. So I can say it in the right way. But yeah.
Yeah. Dope. Maybe to wrap it up with your struggle.
My struggle.
So, yeah, maybe to close it off with that. I think out of all the years I've known you, and even the 9 years of being married to you, and I think it's partly because you also got, you became aware of the severity of your own mental struggle as the years went. Because I don't think when we were friends or early on in our marriage, you had an awareness of your own struggle. So I think
I didn't even know what depression was, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you hear it, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was never something I ever engaged with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought to myself, did I think that thing was gonna break us? I didn't. I just thought it was gonna be long. And not to say that you're out of it. But you're doing better, way better. But I just thought, if I'm going to press into your struggle, if I'm going to stay in, if I'm not going to go say, oh, this sucks, I'm going to go look for other people to be with. If I wasn't going to do any of that stuff and I was going to be here, I had resolved myself to say, the dark days are going to be long. I didn't think that I would sit here today and say, yo, you still struggle with depression, but you better. I didn't think that at all. I just thought, yeah, I need to put on my, it feels like now I've taken off my soldier's uniform and I can wear civilian clothing.
And you're trying to acclimatize.
Yeah, but I know that I could be called to war at any time, right?
I think, that's the scary thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what tomorrow holds.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. Continue, yeah?
No, I was just saying, I told you hijacked your chat. So
yeah, that's fine.
I think you should continue.
No, can you finish?
All right, cool. I think because in as much as I had always a sort of melancholic, down like disposition for a long time, even like early in our marriage, like 20, like 15, 16, like it was actually from the beginning, like Like, and it's not because of it. It's just I think I became aware of it because now I was living with someone. Like, it wasn't just me in my room by myself and my, deep depressing poems. But then find the worst of it happened the last 3 years. But I'm like, the thing that scares me, I'm like, okay, cool, I've been good for a couple of months, and that panic arises when I start feeling, the anxiety and the low. Like, it's almost like I hope we'll be okay. I hope I'll be okay because I want us to be okay. But there is a comfort in knowing that you will be there because you were there, right? But there is a fear of like, I don't want to go through that bad place again. But I also know, like, yeah, I don't even know how I got there. I don't know. I can't map when things felt like it was just a steady decline. Then it just went, and so there's the fear of like, I could be declining right now where I'm like, oh, I've been struggling with sleep for 6 weeks. I don't know. Does this mean something is, and I could just hit another floor in a month. That's like super scary because I don't want to be the weak one again, so to say. Not weak, but I don't want you to have to deal with it.
Yeah, and that's part of the struggle.
Yeah, so I don't want to. I'm like, in as much as you are saying, I'm the soldier getting ready. I might be called to war. Like I have that fear as well.
Yeah,
could we have another 5 years?
And that's what I wanted to say. That for me, it's not like the soldier doesn't think because I'm in civilian clothing like I stop being a soldier. It's just that it's a time of ease. But once you go on your first mission as a soldier, it's scary, but when you come back, you're like, okay, cool, you've gained some skill, gained some stuff. Next time you get called in, you're like, okay, it's probably going to be a different war, but you have skills, you've kind of had the taste of war. So I feel like that, I'm like, yeah, man. And it speaks into the longevity and the wanting to stay here and not move. I'm like, if we get called to war, we get called to war again, bro. And then we go fight, and we pray that it's not a long mission, and we come back again. Wear civilian clothes, continue, and then if there's another war, it is what it is, know. But I can't even say I would have been half of the person I am now if it wasn't for you and the struggles you come with, if I was married to somebody else who had struggles, those struggles would have shaped me differently. So in that sense, I'm like, oh, this is not unique or whatever, but it's unique because it's you. You're not someone else.
And we are here now.
And we are
in
here
this
now.
Timeline,
yes.
on this day.
Yes. And it's
maybe
unique.
on a parallel timeline. you're with Sipati, whose like biggest issue is that like she burnt up in the morning.
Wow,
I don't know.
Sipati. No, Sipati never does anything wrong.
Sipati is the perfect wife.
If you're a Sipati out there, I am so sorry. Please forgive me.
No, that's just like, it's just the name we used to describe the version of wife that like.
No, that's what I'm saying. 2.5 at home on this podcast. I keep using Sipati. So I'm saying if you Sipati and your ears are itching, it's my fault.
Sorry.
I speak of you a lot, Sips.
Yes.
Sips? How's the Sips? All that to say, girl, you make me see the sun, the moon, the mountains and the rivers. I see heaven when we are in the struggle together.
I have nothing to say after that. Thank you. That's you did it. You did it.
We'll see, man. Next time, hopefully, we'll be off the couch.
Why must we be off the couch?
Because we have other lives off the couch.
No, we live on this couch.
All right.
You know, like when in school you didn't think your teachers had homes and
I don't even
they
think
lived in the classrooms.
Miss Hill used to tell us about Mrs. Hill. Yes,
Yeah.
not Miss. Mrs. Hill used to tell us about her husband.
You're like, what?
Because Mrs. Hill used to drive every fancy car. She was the first teacher with a cell phone. She was Mrs. Hill.
What grade are you talking about?
Grade 3, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool, got you.
grade 3, grade 2. Mrs. Hill was rich, bro.
She had a rich husband.
She had a rich husband. And I'm like, for the life of me, and not even me, like we all wanted to see Mrs. Hill's husband. But anyway. Mrs. Hill, if you're out there, tell your husband to subscribe to our podcast and give us some money.
Peace out, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Word.
Catch you on the next one.
Peace.